guys, Off Grid with Michigan Prepared here. Beautiful Tuesday morning, afternoon, whatever the hell you want to call it. Figured I'd actually do a decent video on you guys, maybe bring some stuff to the forefront. Me and my buddy are always talking about it, and I'm always messing with a few little things here or there and practicing, if you will. And I guess that's the basis of today's video, because I'm always seeing headlines like this. And there's more and more of them popping up. And if I'm being honest, it really feels like the US and Russia may start going at it. Most definitely, I'm most worried about the US and Iran. But again, the basis for today's video, and kind of the question that I had for you all, is you know, what preps do you guys have stocked up? Do you guys practice with them? You know what I mean? Like, obviously you're not going to practice with your food, but to give you a good example, do you have something like this? And sorry, it's been sitting outside, but it still works. Do you guys have something like this? Propane, you know, stove, whatever. Yes, I know, I got to clean it up, whatever. Do you have things like that for your preps? Do you have gas lanterns, you know, with a little pump valve that you got to pump up? Do you guys know how to take those apart and clean them? Do you guys know how to light them? Do you guys know if your lantern is capable of running regular unleaded and kerosene? Or do you just have a propane lantern, you know? And are you guys practicing with these things? Because again, I keep seeing headlines, and they're not getting any better, guys. Actually, they're a lot worse than they were under Biden. It's not looking good. I woke up this afternoon, or this morning, whatever you want to call it, and I see a lot of stuff going on, and kind of brought me to the realization that I really haven't talked to you guys about, you know, are you using, well, I don't want you guys to use up your preps, but are you practicing with them? You know what I mean? Like, getting familiar with them. And I'm kind of guilty of this myself, but are all your preps in one area? This coming weekend, I might go through my stuff, and because it's kind of scattered, guys, not gonna lie, from doing videos, pulling things out, using a couple things for camping. Everything is kind of scattered, and so basically what I'm getting at is if I needed to bug out real quick, I'm gonna have to spend some extra time looking for all my extra crap. Not cool, you know what I mean? So it's probably a good idea, guys. You know, flashlights, make sure you take the batteries out of them so they don't corrode, but make sure they're with the flashlights. That way you can quick pop them in and it doesn't destroy your flashlight while they're just sitting there idle. Kerosene lanterns, guys, don't let them sit with kerosene in them. Same with propane lanterns that just screw the tank onto the bottom. Don't let those sit either, because it dry rots the seal. As a matter of fact, I'm not 100% certain what you can use. I think you can use 3-in-1 oil. You coat that little rubber gasket, and it'll keep it nice without dry rotting or cracking. I'm just trying to think, guys. Like, you know, I know how to use my medical supplies. A Band-Aid's a Band-Aid. You cut yourself, you slap one on. But is there anything that you guys don't have? Is there anything that you guys have planned for? You know, I'll give you another example of that, such as, like me, for instance, I have an outdoor shower, like a portable propane outdoor shower off of Amazon. You know, do you guys have the means to hook it up? Have you thought about maybe where to put it? Have you guys ever tried it? It's getting nice out. If you guys got some emergency preps out there that, you know, you have set aside in case the world goes to hell or whatnot, might be a good idea to actually break them out. First of all, make sure they work. Second of all, make sure you know how to deploy them, to use them, whatever. And make sure they work properly. Get familiar with your guys' stuff. Don't just buy it, throw it in the corner, and wait for the big one to happen. It's crucial that you guys know how to use all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's a shorter video today, guys, but that's really the basis of my my video for you guys today. You got to make sure you're familiar with all your equipment, guys. Your knives, knife sharpeners, your multi-tools, and again, you got make sure they're all in, you know, one area and they're separated accordingly, you know. That way when you grab stuff and go, when you get out to camp or wherever you guys are gonna go, bam, you know exactly where everything's at, you know which bag it's in, you know which box it's in, etc., and you're ready to go. It's crucial, and I'm guilty of it, and I found that out this weekend. This one thing I didn't talk about in yesterday's video is I was kind of lost, and I was scrambling for things, and I was thinking about that this morning, and it made me realize just exactly how unorganized I really am. I mean, I have a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong, that could help me survive. It's just scattered. And I really need to go through, and when I say it's scattered, guys, it's not horribly like everywhere, but I got like a piece here and a piece there, just a couple little pieces that I really need to get put with my stuff. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So over here, and again, don't judge me on my yard, I haven't really had time to clean it. Let me flip you around. See this propane, these two propane tanks? Well, if you guys look, you see that head right there? This piece right here does not look like this. See how that's got the threads on the outside? That's a 30-pound tank. But you see the threads right there? Those are inner threads. Now, I went and bought an adapter, and I think I know where it is, but it could be easily forgotten should I need to bug out, grab those propane tanks and whatever else. It could be easily forgotten. And yeah, I got 200 pounds of propane sitting there, but if I forget that adapter upstairs in my room, sorry, I'm backwards on camera, so, but that's my room, and I got like a walk-in closet up there, and I got a lot of stuff up there, and I stumbled across it the other day. Actually, I got some solar supplies in there too, but I got this big Y adapter. It's supposed to thread into those inner threads, and it branches out so I can hook a grill to it and maybe my camper, you know what I mean? So it's like a dual purpose valve. But is it in my bug out kit? No. Is it just sitting upstairs in a random box? Yes. And I need to get that together. As a matter of fact, I need to get it on that propane tank and actually make sure that valve works. So that's what I mean about making sure all your eggs are in one basket, guys. All your stuff's together. Make sure you practice with it, and you make sure everything works. And it's always a good idea to have a backup for your backups. Well, backup for your main anyway. For instance, I have that valve that I was just explaining to y'all that go on, that propane tank. If that should fail, now what? Now what do? I don't have another one. I should probably look into getting another one. You know what I mean? So, anyway, guys, it's yeah, like I said, the video is about making sure your stuff works. Make sure you know how to use it. You don't want to get out into the woods on a cold night. Say something happens October, November, December this year, and you got to get the hell out of Dodge. Are you going to know how to set up your heaters real quick? Are you going to know how to put your tap on your propane tanks for your propane heaters? You know what I mean? Like, and it's also a good idea to have an assortment of wrenches. Excuse me, my throat's sorry about that. But do you guys have an assortment of wrenches? I got caught blindsided this weekend camping. Another good example. I needed a wrench for one of the propane tanks, and I did not have an adjustable wrench with me. You guys can go to Harbor Freight, Walmart, whatever, and you can get an assortment of adjustable wrenches. They come small, medium, and large. Those are great to have. Adjustable wrenches for propane tanks and minor nuts and bolts and things of that nature. Make sure you guys have some adjustable wrenches. Just some things people never really consider, you know what I mean? And thankfully my son-in-law had one. I didn't have one, but my son-in-law had one, and it got me through. But world goes to hell, guys. You're going to be self-reliant, right? So make sure you guys have your stuff. Anyway, use your stuff. Get familiar with your stuff. Practice with it. Make sure it works. And if it's extremely crucial, make sure you have a backup for your main. Sorry, guys. My face looks... Oh, yeah. Look at that. I got some sun this weekend. Sorry about that. Ugly close-up. Anyway, make sure you're practicing with your stuff, and make sure it works, guys. All right, now I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but anyway, guys, I love y'all. Stay safe. Keep your heads on a swivel. Watch those headlines that I posted. They're getting to be worse and worse, and who knows when the shit's gonna break free, and we're all gonna be scrambling for the hills, guys. Make sure you have everything together. Another good thing to have, guys, is kayaks. If you got to get across a river, lake, stream, paddle boat, an inflatable boat, you don't necessarily need a kayak, but something to float you in case it's cold, guys. Keep that in mind. Anyway, like I said, I love y'all. I'll quit beating a dead horse. Until next time, talk to y'all later. Off Grid with Michigan Prepared is out.